was a place where they made brick over here on Pueblo Boulevard that's not too far from here. And I don't know if the same material is in there. But I don't think that they didn't have enough money to really purchase anything like this. They probably bought a bunch of seconds from somebody else and made them themselves. The one over there used to be a little store where they sold Chinese food. Yeah, in this building, because there was no place else in town where you could buy things like rice and everything like that. So they bought it here from them.
Regularity is always part of value.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Munson Kwok, and I'm with the Chinese American Citizens Alliance, but among other things, I'm also the current chair of the Endangered Sites Committee for Asian Pacific Americans for the Asian Pacific American Historic Preservation Forum. We've just started our work, and this is a fine example, unfortunately, of the kind of thing we're worrying about. Losing a structure before we even had a chance to learn its history. We note in the construction of this structure that it's worthy of note. It is quite unique in terms of this county, this region. I've not seen anything like it. Two-story, tile, built, self-built by the people who lived here. Apparently, probably as many as 20 or 30 Chinese at one time in 14 rooms. The last remnant of Cucamonga, Chinatown. We would like, ultimately, the best hope is to preserve the structure entirely. But that may be quite a challenge because of the expense involved. It's quite large, quite significant. There's been some talk that we could turn a monument in here to remember this site. Certainly, secondarily, we would hope that something like that is achieved, possibly with the same tile work and brickwork. We would rather see that we could delay that to see if we could explore preservation of the structure. If that is not possible, I think we as a community would like to participate in the development of that monument. And perhaps, therefore, the Water District might think that as a obligation to heritage that would assist us in constructing that monument in a significant way on this site.
It's kind of a weed that grew into a tree. It's been that long where it collapsed and, look at the portrait.
Yeah.
That's actually the burn place close by.
Just be careful some of the loose. Some of the loose wire. Where'd this tree come from?
The more I look at it, the more I think that it can be saved. I think that there's a feasible way of reinforcing the structure and preserving it in an arrested state so that it could be an accurate depiction of a period when it was actively occupied by Chinese. I think we can go further than just a monument.
If there's any possibility of saving it, please do.
Oftentimes,
we gotta do something fairly soon.
we try to do
Is there one?
at least a minimum or bottom line effort, but on the other hand, if it seems feasible that we can do something that would be of greater benefit to the community and not just a marker, where let's say there can be an active interest in the place, bring people here again, bring some life into this corner, then that would be all the more meaningful for our community.
It's the last remnant of the Chinese community. When it's gone, that's the end of it. At least ask the Water District or the city to hold on the demolition of the building.
Right.
That's the prime thing. If you can get them to hold off for a few months.
Yeah, my name is Rick Ang. I belong to an organization called the Chinese American Citizens Alliance. We are the oldest civil rights and social advocacy group for Chinese Americans. We were established in 1895, and I'm part of what is the Los Angeles Lodge, which was established in 1912. Certainly, we like to try to do a complete survey of this historical significance, and apparently there are maybe some architectural distinctions of this property that might be worth looking at before rushing to demolition.
Yeah, out here in front. And they used to tell me that, the older folks used to tell me that long lines of people, they walked every place, they didn't have any vehicles. So sometimes they would see, 100 or so in a line that would walk down the path through the day, and then they'd all walk back in the evening. But typically they work for less than 50 cents a day, I understand.